Welcome everybody, good morning. Today I decided to make a church bread, actually, pendarti, which is Artoklasia for church. They're called pendarti because it's 5 of them. It's going to be 5 breads that we're going to make. And let's go look at our ingredients. I have yeast right there, which I'm going to use. I have cinnamon. I also have sugar. This is anise in boiled water. I just took the water, I boiled the anise, and I'm using the water. And olive oil, regular water, lukewarm water. And I have my flour, which is mixed. I'm doing whole wheat and all-purpose flour. In the back over there, right there, you're gonna see I have sesame seeds, and I also have a scale because I want to measure and weigh my dough when it's done. So I make 5 equal portion breads, and on top of it is the stamp that we use to put on the 5 breads, and I'm going to show you how to use that too. So the first thing that we need to do is actually make my yeast, and I always like to leave my yeast for a few minutes to kind of work and rise up. So I'm going to put my yeast in the bigger bowl, and I'm going to use a little bit of my sugar and a little bit of my flour, not too much, maybe 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to put some of my water in there. And just dilute it and make it break up the yeast. And I'm going to leave it for about 15 minutes when it's all ready. So the only thing I want to do here is just have the yeast all broken out and all diluted. And okay, we're all set. So this is what it looks like. And what I will do is I will leave it on the side for about 15 minutes. I will cover it, and I'm gonna leave it like that for about 15 minutes again. About 10 minutes have passed, so while my yeast is working, I'm gonna do the rest of my combinations so we get a head start. So the first thing that I would like to do is take my sugar and put it in the water that I have right here, so we can kind of mix it in a little bit. Okay. So my sugar is in there, and we're gonna mix it in. You can use a fork, just like this. Dissolve it. So we want to dissolve the sugar in the water. We don't want to put it in the flour. What I have put in the flour is the salt. So over here I have mixed the 2 flours together, whole wheat and all-purpose flour, and I have put the salt in. Okay, I mixed my sugar, all set. All right. And this is, as I said, the anise water, which we're going to put in. So my yeast should be ready. Okay, let's see. Yep, here we are. Doubled up. And we're going to get ready to mix everything together. I'm going to use a glove so I don't get all sticky. My cinnamon powder and my ground clove. I'm just gonna put this in and mix it with the flour. Cinnamon gives it a really, really, really nice flavor. We don't want to put too much clove because the clove is going to make it thick. Okay. We're going to open up a hole in the middle And we're gonna start putting in our yeast with the water. Ready? Okay. Okay. You want to take all the yeast. I hope you can all see. So the first thing that I'm going to add is the water that I have with the taste of the anise. And slowly start mixing the flour in. And I'm also going to add my oil, olive oil. Just slowly mixing everything in. And then I have the remainder of my water. I'm going to add. It's kind of hard to do with the glove, but I just didn't want to get my hands sticky right now. Oh, it smells wonderful. So it's like making regular bread. The only difference is that it has a whole lot more sugar in it than the regular bread. I'm putting my hand in here because there was some sugar that was not mixed very well. And I want it to be all mixed very well. The cinnamon tastes really good in this, and it smells even better. Okay. And we're just gonna start netting it. It's gonna take a few minutes for all the flour to be taken in. So continue doing this until all the flour has been taken in by the water. Okay. So I've taken off the glove. As you see, it's kind of hard to work with the glove, and I have netted this. So this is what it looks like. It looks like a bread dough. And what I'm going to do now is actually take it and split it up into 5 equal pieces. That's why I have the scale back there, so I can weigh them and make sure they are the same weight, so we don't have a bigger one or a smaller one. So let's go do that, and then we're gonna put sesame on top and wait for them to, I'm ready to weigh them. And I have already put, I'm gonna show you, I have already put parchment paper in my pan. If you have round pans, individual round pans, it would be great. I don't have 5 of them. So I'm gonna put them, I'm just gonna make them round and put them in a long pan so I can bake them. So what I'm gonna need to do, you can use a knife, you can use your hands, is I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna weigh it. I need it to be about 700 grams. Each. Okay. All right, maybe I should do them a little bit bigger. I'll do 1 kilo ones. Let me see and try and see if this is gonna work. Okay, so the same way, I'm gonna measure all of them and do, it's about 2 pounds, 1 kilo ones, and I'll come back to show you the remainder of the process. So I've cut and separated my dough into 5 equal pieces, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna just use one of them to show you that we can make it into a circle. Just turn it a little bit so you can all see. So we just do circle movements to make it into a circle, and I'm going to put it on the side until I do all of them. And when I'm done with all of them, I will show you what to do in order to make them with the stamp. So I made my 5 round balls out of the dough that I have, and I have some sesame here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pressure it a little bit, make it into a round, as much of a round as I can. And then I have a little bit of water here, which I'm going to use just to brush it on top. And the sesame is for the top. So I'm gonna pick it up and kind of put it in the sesame. It's okay, nothing will happen to it, so we can definitely do this. And I can add sesame to the spots that do not have any. Okay, so this is what it would look like. And now what I need to do, I want to make it just even it out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the stamp, which I have dipped in flour. I want to dip it real well, and I actually use the brush just to put a little bit more flour in all the symbols. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to really press it down. Really press it down. Okay, there's my stamp. The reason I'm pressing it real well is because when it fluffs up, the stamp is going to disappear. And I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to make a hole into every corner of the stamp. And there are 12 in total. There are 12 for the 12 students of Christ, or the 12 apostles. Okay, and I have my lined pan right here, so I'm going to place it on top of the pan, and I'm going to continue doing this with, there we go. I'm going to continue doing this with the other ones, and what I'm going to do is leave them to the side for about 2-3 hours. I'm going to check them in a bit and see how they have doubled in size before I put them in the oven. About 2 hours have passed, and our Artoklasia is ready. It has doubled in size. I'm going to bring it closer so you can all see. There we go. This is how it looks. So now I'm going to put it in the oven, all 5 of them. I know that you might not have an oven that fits all 5 of them, so if you need to bake 2 or 3 and then leave the other 2, just take off the cover. Like I had a towel on top of it to keep warm. Just take it off until it's time for it to go in the oven, so it doesn't over blow up or become overly big. So this is our arto bread, and I'm gonna put it in the oven slowly, parang ganyan. And it will bake for about 45 minutes at 350 to 360 degrees. 40 minutes approximately have passed and we're ready to take our Artoklasia out of the oven. Look at this beauty. It looks amazing. There we go. So we're going to take it out of the oven and we're going to place it in a rack so it can cool off. Just going to show it to you. Looks amazing. Okay. I'm going to let it cool off, and then I've made an extra one so I can cut it so you can see how it looks and we can see how it tastes. Well, good luck making it, and I wish you health, happiness, and if you have a spare minute and you would like, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and like my Facebook page, In the Kitchen with Nitsa. So hope to see you in our next cooking.